Alrighty, back in the saddle here. Away we go. Again, it's not too bad with the sun and the shadows. That cloud is helping a little bit, and then the sun is so low on the horizon this time of the year too. We're next couple weeks are coming up to a time change, and then things get really screwy. I don't know why we still do the daylight savings time. For a lot of people, it basically means leave for work in the dark in the morning and then come home and it's getting dark again. But it is what it is. All right, let's keep plugging our way along. So I think we've got about 3 kilometers to go or so, because it was about just under 8 kilometers one way, or maybe just 8 kilometers, so we're at 12.7. Still climbing. We've hit 1,300 feet. Again, we got to get to 1,350. So we've climbed 80 feet since we started the hike. Really neat with the Grand Trunk. You see this in a lot of places, these very well-defined ditches along both sides of the grade. Very much concerned about water issues and things like that. So you see these really pronounced ditching in some places. Sometimes pretty deep too. Again, I don't know if that was done during the Grand Trunk days or that was done later. Oh, this is the section here. So again, we're close to somebody's property. So again, the grade is owned by Wagner, but there's obviously property owners around it. There was one section here where the no trespassing signs were like literally right beside the grade. And there is, with any railway grade, there's an easement. So there's a 25 to 50, there's the signs, 25 to 50 foot easement on either side from the center line of the grade. Oh, there's a partridge. So again, there's an easement, and so people's properties don't start until after that easement. But my mom's calling me. I haven't talked to her in a few days. She's probably mad at me. Oh, there's another partridge. There he goes. And it's probably upset. She can't chase it. Yeah, not too bad through here with the sun and the shadows. Okay, let's zip you ahead a little bit here. So again, a little bit of a quieter kind of area here. Not a heck of a lot kind of going on. No major features again. There's no sort of telegraph poles to be seen. I think I saw one piece somewhere and I was like, oh, I gotta remember to look at that. But sometimes when I'm biking, it's hard to sort of pick things up. No milepost markers left, or signage, or flanger signs or anything like that. So unfortunately, not much to see other than the physical features on the railway line. Again, another big embankment here, and this one has a metal culvert at the bottom. Done lots of pedaling in the last couple of days. Yoicks. Whew. 1319, so we've done 100 feet. Again, you can just see the incline. Oy. Again, lighting's not bad. It's pretty evened out. Just enough to kind of cut down the harshness here. So we got another feature coming up here momentarily. It flattens out a bit here. Oh. Just up here, I just saw this today. I think. What am I looking for here? I should have marked the grade too. Yeah, there's my marker. There it is up there. Okay, so what we have here is we have another couple of these rail holders. So we just saw one a little while ago. So we actually have two here. And so again, basically you have these two triangle shaped, pyramid shaped concrete blocks. This one still has the metal plate on it. And so again, these would have been spaced out far enough to hold the sections of rail. So the rails are 39 feet long. And so again, these would have been beside the grade, probably over here, and they got dug up and dumped over here. But again, holding several sections of rail. And again, the whole purpose of that was to have rails on hand when they needed to replace a rail. They didn't have to bring them with them. They already had the pieces of rail pre-spotted for their use. Okay, let's hold up here for a second and then we'll continue on. Alrighty, here we go again. So I think we got about 2 kilometers to go or so. Again, sun's right at our back. You can see my shadow here as we ride along. Oh. Again, lots of embankment work on this section. Again, just all trying to get the ideal grade. We're still continuing to climb. So 1,325 feet. So we've done approximately 105 feet since we started, which is why I'm tired. So here we got this bit of an opening here. Nothing railway related here, but right over there, I remember when I was here in 2020, I went looked and there's like remains of it looks like some sort of building. So it could have been a farm, and there's some pieces of metal in there. Looks like a vehicle. So it may have been a little farm or something off the railway grade here. Hui. Ooh. Again, it's the my bike sits nicely in the ruts here, but the trailer kind of sits just outside of the rut, so it makes life a little difficult here. All right, so rock cut. We're going to use the footage that we filmed this morning. All right, here we go through yet another rock cut. This one's not particularly high, but it is is a little bit long. So here, maybe 7 or 8 feet. A little bit taller here. You can see the tree growing right on the top of the rock, which is really kind of neat to see. Again, the wonders of nature. And here you can see again all kinds of trees growing right up through the crevices in the rock. Again, still in that, maybe there, probably, yeah, again, probably about 8 feet or so. Kind of diminishes here a little bit, but then it picks up again. Again, not particularly high. So here, maybe we're getting a little bit closer to 10 feet. Again, amazing to see the trees just growing right out of the side of the rock cut, just like this one right here. And on top of the rock cut. Again, you get some more examples here. And here it starts to wind down a little bit. And this is it for the rock cut. So we'll continue on our westward march here. Okay. Just continuing to move along here. Culvert, I don't know if that's original or new. Lots of little trails going off onto people's properties. You can see a little bit of rock work here. Maybe about 3 feet high. Partridge. Partridge. Saw lots yesterday. I think I saw like 30 of them yesterday. Was a good year for partridge. Mild winter and mild spring. Oosh. Man, oh man. Just continuing to climb. I think we got another point of interest here coming up. Yeah, right there. See, we're up on another really high embankment, so probably again this at some point was a trestle that was filled in. So there's kind of a interesting culvert arrangement down there. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the 2020 footage and go have a look. All right, so we're down here below the level of the grade. We're about 50-55 feet down the side of this embankment. And so what we have here, I was expecting to find a concrete culvert, but instead we have something a little bit different. I'm not quite sure what this is. It's obviously the remains of some sort of crib work culvert. You can see there's all kinds of timbers in here. There's pins and spikes. The water's still flowing through. You can see that there's been some damage. There's been some erosion over the years. I don't know if this was original or if this was done after, during the CN years. It's very, very difficult to tell. And then over here, I'm going to have to move to get a little bit closer. You can see the other piece of it. You can see that there's a couple culverts that have been installed. I'm assuming those are more recent additions, but you can see almost like there's a retaining wall here. So I'm going to move and try to get a little bit of a closer look. Okay, so we're right up here on the western side of whatever the heck this is. You can see it's kind of a very precarious spot. It's very difficult to move around. I'm going to try to scooch around here without falling into the creek. So you can see that this was some form of retaining wall here. And I'm going to see if I can move back a little bit and get an angle from there. All right, so we're a little bit further back now. You can see there's a little bit of water separation between myself and this very interesting culvert. So again, you can see what looks like to be this kind of retaining wall, the culvert sticking out above it. You can see down over here, you can see some of the timbers that have been washed away over the years. And then you can see sort of the eastern half, might be a little bit hard to see over there, the eastern half where we were at first. So I'm just going to try to pop up on top and take a quick look from there, and then we'll head back on our journey. All right, so we're up here on top of the culverts in this retaining wall here. I don't want to get too close because I don't know how stable it is. You can see the top end of this retaining wall. You can see the culverts. Obviously the water doesn't flow through here. And so we're going to try to hop over onto the north side and see what's there. All right, so we're down here on the north side and it's a bit of a disaster here. I have no idea what's going on. As is typical here and what I've been finding a lot on this railway grade, the north side tends to be very much plugged up with all kinds of beaver works here. So you can see there's all kinds of remnants of what appears to be a beaver dam, all plugged up right up here against the side of the grade. I have no idea if the start of the culvert is down there or if it's somewhere over here. I can't tell because it's just buried in mountains of debris here, and I'm not about to go stepping on top of that because I'm likely to go crashing through. And so it's very unfortunate that we can't kind of see what's happening on this side. But I mean, that's the way things go sometimes.